Hey YouTube. So essentially I wanted to make this video because recently I started having some trouble with my Corvette. I was driving and it would sputter, it wouldn't idle correctly. It was like I was giving it too much throttle, especially when I come to a stop sign or a stoplight or so. Um, so I ended up taking it to a shop because I was busy and they tell me an O2 sensor's bad. So go ahead and replace that thing. But this right here is called the OTOFIX and it saved me thousands of dollars, and I'll explain why. So essentially, after taking it into my shop and he replaces the O2 sensor, about 30 days later, I'm driving and it's doing the same thing again. It's sputtering and it's going crazy. So I call the mechanic, and the mechanic tells me, well, it's going to be so many hundreds of dollars to diagnose it. It's going to, could be another O2 sensor problem. It could be, your injectors are clogged. It could be injector problem. It could be fuel pumps. There's just so many different things it could be. So I'm reading the forums and everything, and I already had a regular OBD reader. Well, essentially I plug it in and it did pop up a code for the O2 sensor. Well, I bought the O2 sensor and everything. Then I started reading the forums and everybody says, buy you a real reader, get you a real live data reader and everything. So I was on the Corvette forums. So I came across this one right here. I bought this one right here, and I'll explain some more exactly what was going on. All right, so then I ordered the O2 sensor and I ordered the AutoFix. And essentially, I'm waiting for the AutoFix to come in, but I've got the O2 sensor and everything. So call up the mechanic, and the mechanic says, okay, well, it's probably the O2 sensor, of course, and then you could have a bad injector. That's a cost. And then he says it could be your fuel pump. That's another cost. And it's starting to add up. You're really getting crazy. So essentially, the AutoFix comes in, and then I am able to run the live data, check the fuel trims, see exactly what's going on, take a look at the footage for the O2 sensor. All right, so after running the AutoFix, as you can see with the live data, that's essentially you see that the bank of the O2 sensor is bad. So of course I got the O2 sensor and I get underneath the car and I install it and everything. The next day it's running okay. A couple of days later it starts sputtering and it's stuttering again, jerking. Call up the mechanic. The mechanic says, well, I think it's your injector in that bank is bad. And he gives me a price, of course, but then he also says, I think your fuel pump could be going bad as well, and then that's another price. And of course, all these things start to add up more and more. All right, so I was like, okay, I'm going to go back to square one as well. And so I start searching the forums and everything, and people start talking about, checking. So basically, I brought up the AutoFix, and I started testing the injectors live. I started testing the fuel pump live, and you can do all that, and they all come back fine. So it's got to be something else with the O2 sensor. So get underneath the car and I'm looking around and everything, and I'm basically able to find out that I trace it back to this wire. And this wire was essentially it wasn't secure enough to the side of the panels or so. And this is the extension wire that goes from the O2 sensor to the bottom of the engine. And I guess the headers were getting so hot that it was shorting out the wire. Nobody else saw it. Mechanic didn't see it. Essentially, because of the AutoFix, I was able to test everything. Then I went and traced it back, find out this was the culprit. Alright, so this is what it looks like when you turn on the AutoFix. Now it boots to Android, and then it boots to their diagnostic software. As you can see, it's got all this different menu: diagnostics, service, battery tests, VCI manager, update, settings, data manager, Maxi viewer, support, OEM authorization, remote desktop, Maxi tools, Alltel user center, and user feedback and quick links. And then if you scroll all the way over, you actually have like a regular search bar. Now, according to this, it runs off of Android 9. It's a 7-inch. It's got 1.5 gigahertz, 2 gigs of RAM, 64 gig ROM, and a 5800 large milliamp battery. Now, with this unit, essentially there are several ways you can use it actually. Easiest way I found, of course, is to plug it in. That's what this VCI manager is. It's actually for the dongle. It manages the connection of the dongle. So when you plug it in, as you can tell, it's looking for the dongle. But I don't have it plugged in at the moment. So then essentially the diagnostics, when you actually bring it up initially and you don't have the dongle connected, it shows you all the makes of the vehicle that this supports. I mean, you have so many: BMW, Jaguar, Ferrari. According to this, it says it supports over 100,000 vehicles. 99% of the mainstream cars, anywhere from 1996 all the way up to 2026. It supports US, European, Asian automakers, the GM, Ford, Volvo, etc. And then it does, of course, some of the luxury brands: Maserati, Ferrari, Mercedes. There's Maserati, and then you got Maybach right here. Now, it's got this green light right here so you can download the software to it. But then you initially have to, once you download the software, then it will work for that vehicle. But some of these, when you get to the point, you have to pay for their software updates. Well, essentially, with this unit, it connects Bluetooth 5.1. So it does with the dongle itself, excuse me, and then of course it's got Wi-Fi built in and everything. But according to this, it does bi-directional controls. So you can do active testing. So essentially, you can go into the service, and then you've got all these different diagnostic tools: the odometer, the SAS, brake bleeds. Well, they call this 38, I believe it's 38 plus reset hot functions. And that includes all the repair modulars, excuse me. And then you could also oil reset, TPMS reset, injector coatings, the suspension, throttle matching. It's got so many different functions for the service. And you can do almost everything: window, roof, there's the injectors, brake bleed, and that's for services of it. According to this, it actually supports 21 different languages. So when you go into settings, it gives you all these different options, and here's the languages, so you can do all these different languages. It has printer settings, report settings, push notifications, notification center, auto update vehicle list, so it keeps all your vehicles listed, battery tests, law and regulation, system settings, and then about. So when you click on about, it basically will tell you what the software version is, and there it is, 64 gigs, and then basically tells you all the information on the unit for that. And then you've got data manager, so it manages all your car data, the battery tester, so you can test your battery, and you already seen the VCI. Now updates, essentially it does it so when you click on it, it'll load it up, and hold on, let's see here. once it actually loads. It does kind of run a little slow sometimes because of Android 9, but like I said, it does have the faster processor, so it's got 2 gigs. But you can get all this updated software, and then you've got GM, Ford, and then when you click on more, you've got so many different ones. Gives you all these different updates. You've got Audi, Alfa Romeo, and it just list goes on and on and on. So essentially you can update the software, but then according to this, you've got 2 years of free updates with no fees, and then the warranty on it. And then this Maxi Viewer supports OEM, Maxi Tools, user feedback. Let's go ahead and plug in the vehicle, and then I'll show you when the dongle is plugged in. Okay, so now I have the dongle plugged in, and essentially you can go into, and you can hear it, it's connected, and then you got VCI connect, sort of thing. So when you actually click Diagnostics now, it will tell you, essentially you go into your model, which it does, and then it says it's loading the diagnostic program, and then it reads my VIN, and then essentially it's already doing the automatic selection and manual selection. So if you want to diagnose by manual, you click on it, all right. So basically it will do the manual, so you can search by years. And then if you go back to automatic, it should pick up my VIN. So then it finds my VIN. It says it's decoding information. And then I've got the 6-speed automatic, navigation. And then there it is. It picks up 2007 Chevrolet Corvette. Okay, and you got hot functions, which have all the different functions: oil reset, throttle body, seats, TPMS, and then you got diagnose, so it will auto scan, or you can do it by the control unit. So if you want to do it by the control unit, you can do it by each system. You got the driver door modular, the body control modular, engine control modular. Okay, and I wanted to show how you can actually go into the control unit, and then say you wanted to do the transmission control, and you could see all these different options. You can active test it, or you have the live data or the E.C.U information, and then you can search for trouble codes. And you can do it basically trouble codes by system, or you can do it through the automatic scan, but it will do everything from basically showing you the live data of the transmission. And that's just the one system. It's got so many of these systems, so you're able to read all the live data as well, and then graph it out, and it's just great. I mean, it shows so many different things. And then you want to go back to auto scan. It says it's scanning my vehicle, and then as you can see, it's scanning all the different systems. Brake control modular. And then it'll find no pass and no fault or so. Now, according to this, okay, it did say I had a cluster fault. According to this, it actually will do diagnostics with the OBD2 scanner, And it does all the systems: engine, transmission, airbag, ABS, let's see, a TPMS, the radio, the air conditioning. It does so many different functions. It even supports some MV105 endoscope, so you can look inside the engine or so. Oops, I already did the auto scan, so let's go to, and then you can see it already finds the VIN, auto VIN. And then you can also do it by the OBT, or OBD, EOBD, I'm sorry. And then it's got auto scan, and then it's even got the protocols, so if you want to search by them. It just does so much. It's got so many things that'll to help diagnose. Okay, it's telling me to remove it when I'm done with the VCI, because it says it's still connected with Bluetooth. But essentially it does so many different things. It'll diagnose. And this is essentially what it looks like in its rubbery kind of hard case. It's really durable. But it's got no ports or anything on the back or the bottom. Or this. The only ones that it has is right here on the top. And it's got this little open thing right here. And then essentially you have a slot for a micro SD. You have a slot for a data connection, so in case you want to hook it up to a computer or so, you can connect it that way. And then it's got the power, and they're all using USB-C, and then the power button, of course. Now it does, the only thing that's really, it should have had a stand or something. Now the camera it has, I'm not sure exactly what pixel the camera is, but it's a pretty durable unit. So now you have some idea how it works. Alright, so this is what you get in the box when you receive it or so. You open it up, and you got this really hard kind of case, and then you've got a power adapter, and then you've got, this includes the LAN plug, so if you want to plug it up to the internet, not use the Wi-Fi. And then this right here, you've got the USB plug to charge the unit. And it goes USB to C plug. And then you've got, this is the wireless dongle that goes to the unit. And then it's got this kind of light, so you could find it before you plug the OBD in. And then with it, you got a instruction manual. Tells you everything, reference, and then explains how to plug it in, how to use the dongle, Wi-Fi, where to plug it in at. And then it comes with a checklist, what comes in the box. As you can see, the USB cable, the dongle, the unit, the power adapter, reference guide, packing list, and the box itself. And then here you got the unit. And then I like this. The only bad part is it doesn't have a stand or anything. But essentially, this is everything that's in it. This is what you get. Camera. Alright. Well, if you got a vehicle and you want to make it reasonable to fix and such, I would get one of these. Test it out first and fix your vehicle. Alright, take care.